I'm about to flip the script, flip the switch, magic trick, watch this, watch this. I'm about to make you trip, make you glitch, camera click, watch this, watch this. I put it like gold, check out the view. Out with the old, and in with the new. I'm in my new era. I'm better in my new era. I'm better in my new era.
Good morning, welcome to Shaftesbury Park on the outskirts of Bristol. It is round 10 of the PWR as we bring you the meeting of the Bristol Bears against Trailfinders women. Both these sides coming into today on the back of matches last weekend, which were settled by a single point. Bears beat Sale with a late Kira Bevan penalty, while Trailfinders went down to a Harlequins try in the Battle of West London. Welcome along. And it gives me very great pleasure to introduce to you our co-commentator for today. It is the World Cup winner, Bristol Bear, and she doesn't need any introduction more than that, Abby Ward. Very good morning, how are you?
Thank you, yeah, thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here. I'm even more excited to be undercover at the minute. We arrived to some beautiful weather, but in great Shaftesbury Park fashion, it has now started to throw it down.
It has indeed. It's a proper 4 seasons in one day job. We are the first game of the weekend for the PWR getting underway with 8th against 5th in the table. It's that time of the season when all those results start magnifying, don't they? All these points are now so significant as we get into this second chunk of the season.
They absolutely do, but I think Bears will feel like this is almost a new part of the season. I think since the new year, we've been training so well and we've been hit by so many injuries, but every week we're getting more and more people back. There's something growing, there's a belief growing. Like you said, off the back of that 1-point win last week, it was electrifying at Shaftesbury Park and in the last play as well. But on the other side, you know, Ealing losing by 1 point, they will be looking to right that wrong this week.
Absolutely. You mentioned the players coming back. We'll see that with the team sheets, which we'll confirm for you in just a moment's time. It's never a bad thing to have an extra player or two. It just takes the load off in training and it gives Scott Lawson that selection headache that all head coaches want. Do I pick this player or that player?
Absolutely. Every head coach wants that selection issue. And more than that, like you said, in training, it really matters. When we've been down to 20 people in training, it's tough. It's really tough going. But, you know, to have a bolster squad back up to 30, you know, some squads have 40 players training. That's what you want. So that, I think, has made a huge difference in the last month or so.
Well, as I mentioned, we are the first game of the weekend to kick off. So let's take a look at the other fixtures. So we're underway at midday. Also today, as you can see, Sale Sharks against Gloucester Hartpury, 7th against 1st. They're underway half an hour behind us. We'll keep you up to date with how those games are shaping up. And then tomorrow, Leicester Tigers taking on Saracens. And that fixture down the bottom, the game on TNT Sports, stands out like an absolute beacon. 3rd against 4th. Harlequins against the Exeter Chiefs. So that definitely one to keep an eye on. Right, we mentioned the head coaches. Let's now hear from the head coaches. We will hear from both camps. We will start with the Bristol Bears, Scott Lawson.
Well, Scott, first and foremost, as we speak at the moment, it's not pouring down with rain, so that's got to be a positive for all concerned.
Yes, for everybody, for players, staff and the crowd here at Shaftesbury Park. It's good that it's dry and hopefully it'll continue throughout the game.
And that really does play into your team's hands and the way that you want to play the game.
Yes, like last week the conditions didn't necessarily suit the brand of rugby we wanted to play. However, we found a way to win and that will stand us in good stead should the conditions turn. But yeah, initially game plan wise, we're going to go and try and play to our strengths, like play that attacking brand of rugby, aligned with a really good defensive performance as well.
As a coaching staff, do those wins almost give you more positivity? Because, as you say, you were a little bit off at times, but you found a way to win. And to me, those always seem to count double.
Yeah, certainly for this week, for our preparation, say a short week, like a 6-day week after a Sunday game, like we could come into training on Monday like full of positivity, but we also had learning points. Like say, it wasn't the complete performance, and we were able to feed off that positivity, but also learn from the areas of the game we need to improve to put in a better performance against Trailfinders this afternoon.
The squad that you get to pick from each week is growing and growing as your players return from injury, which has got to be just such a great positivity around the place.
Yes, and it's for the people returning, like say Jenna De Vera's back in the squad, having had a long-term injury, and alongside Lana Skeldon making her first start for Bears for a while. So Evie Gallagher's also back from an injury before Christmas. So our squad's been tested this year, but like the girls that have played have learnt from that experience. So we're hoping to maintain that continuity and performance throughout the whole game.
Go well, thank you.
Appreciate that, thank you.
Barney, frustration last weekend with that last-minute defeat against Quins. Do you use that coming into this week, or do you park it?
No, we have used it a little bit in a sense of we've learned a lot of lessons from it. Again, it'll be similar kind of conditions as well. It's meant to be similar conditions today come kick-off, so yeah, we need to learn from it.
In terms of what the Bears pose you, how different are they to Harlequins?
No, they're very similar. They're again a solid team. They've got a solid set piece up there off the back of a win, a narrow win at the end of the game. Polar opposite to us last week. So, momentum's everything in rugby, and that will be a tough game today.
In terms of the team that you've put out, very similar. No Abby Burton today. Was she ever going to be involved in this one?
No, she just got. You probably saw she came off last week. She's got a little bit of a niggle, but no, she's all good.
In terms of what you want to get out today, obviously points is the biggest thing, but performance building on last week?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's one of them. It's like if we have the performance, the points will come with it. That's the plan anyway. So yeah, we've obviously stripped a few things back, based off the weather really as well. So looking forward to it.
And in terms of this now second block of the season, if you like, obviously with the table as congested as it is, one win here or there could have a massive effect for so many teams.
Yeah, definitely. And again, we're taking each game as it comes. It's like, right, and it's going to come down to picking up bonus points, etc., and 4-try bonus points and all that kind of stuff. So we've taken each game as it comes. Big game again today, so we try and get some points.
Go well, thank you.
Cheers, thank you.
So those are your head coaches today. First things to pick up on was my first question to Scott Lawson when we spoke earlier. It was lovely and weather. It's not anymore. So let's take a look at the teams that have been picked, and let's start with the Bristol Bears. There are 3 changes from that victory over Sale last week. As you can see there, Lana Skeldon is the starting hooker, having come off the bench last week for the first time in ages after injury. Demelza Short and Evie Gallagher also into the starting lineup for the forwards as well. Amy Dale, Nicola Beat and Gwennon Hopkins are all out of the starting lineup because they are going to be on the bench, and there they are along with Jenna De Vera, who Scott mentioned there is back after a long time out injured. For the visitors, they make 2 changes from the defeat against Harlequins. Hayley Head and Niamh Gallagher are into the starting lineup with Abby Burton and Rosie Inman out of the 23 completely. Plenty of pace, plenty of power. Rachel Malcolm, look out for the number 6. She made an incredible 30 tackles last weekend. On the bench, as we mentioned, some changes there as well. Ellie Boatman and Jess Cooksey back into the 23 on the bench, and Christina Blanco, the international hooker, will, I'm sure, have a big part to play as well. So we are getting ever closer to kick-off. And you can see Frampton Cotterell RFC juniors who are here to support the Bears and also highlight the story of their 9-year-old teammate Henry. He's had a relapse of his leukemia and is pretty poorly at the moment. There is a GoFundMe account set up to help the family. Look for the hashtag Squad Up for Henry and you will find the details. And the Bristol Bears women's social media accounts also posted that out yesterday. So if you can help them out in any way, shape or form, then please do so. It is something, Abby, that is very close to the Bears' hearts, that one.
Absolutely. So anything you can do, any support, any just, words of encouragement, whatever it is, I think all of us are getting behind and all of us are squadding up for Henry.
So the Trailfinders are with us, and we now just wait for the Bears to make their way out. You might just make out, by the way, at the end of the lineup there on the right-hand side, Simi Pam is on duty for the PA today. The Bears prop. I like the dual role today.
Yeah, interest in her style. I did ask her whether she was also doing M&S adverts on the side, but she's getting the crowd going, and that is what you want.
And here come the Bears, led by their co-captains. And now there will be a big group shot with the Frampton Cotterell juniors. Squad up for Henry. Well done, guys. You have done your teammate proud. In charge this afternoon, Natasha Ganley. From New Zealand, Rugby World Cup official. Natasha will have charge of things. Jack Sutton and Simon Adams running the lines for us. Would you believe it? It stopped raining just in time for kickoff. Here we go then. Claire Gallagher gets us underway. Even though it stopped raining, it is going to be greasy, so handling is going to need to be on point, which is, of course, a very strong attribute of Evie Gallagher with that first carry. Strong clearance by Rui Demant. And here comes Niamh Gallagher. Little juggle with it, but still takes it. Brooke Bradley feeds Rachel Malcolm. Bears went for it, but they weren't able to get the lift on the ball, so they don't get the turnover. And it means that Trailfinders can come again. Hayley Head. Now Caris Cox, strong down the left side. But it's been lost, and we'll have our first scrum of the afternoon.
Yeah, this is going to be really interesting now. There's an incredible amount of experience in the Bears front row, bringing Lana Skeldon back as well. You know, she's played many years at Scotland and she brings that wealth of experience to the Bristol Bears pack. So seeing how they pack down against each other, obviously she's opposite another international hooker in the form of Ponsonby. So it'd be interesting to see how this first scrum goes.
Just the 6 internationals in the front row. Maisie Davis of Wales, Lana Skeldon of Scotland, Sarah Byrne, of course, of England, against Olivia Leatherman of the USA, Georgia Ponsonby of New Zealand, and Maya Montiel of Canada. It's the United Nations of Scrummaging.
How lucky are you that you've got silly power on the light today? Guys, I think the rain's got into a little bit more than our soaked coats. The scoreboard, I just want to make you aware.
Trailfinders with a little nudge, but the Bears hold it nicely and can get it into the back line. Bonner flips it wide. Opportunity. Here is Millie David. Good tackle. Grace White. Gallagher does so well to get her arms through that tackle. Maisie Davis. Jeez, that's a strong carry. Emma Orr. Talking of strong carries, Sarah Byrne. Numbers to the left. Great counter ruck from the Bears, but Trailfinders hold on. Zachary with the carry that will set up the exit. It's a low kick and the opportunity for Lovibon to run it back. Maisie Davies. And Trailfinders don't roll away, penalty.
And what I love about this already, we've talked about the weather, it's greasy out there, but both sides are still trying to play with ambition. Both sides are still getting the ball into their wingers' hands, which, you know, should set us up for a great game today.
Ray Demant, 51 caps for New Zealand.
So the running clock in the stadium
Actually, pretty New Zealand weather. She should feel right at home in this.
always be off
And a decent nudge into the corner.
Do our best to keep you updated on our Twitter, guys.
Skeldon. Front ball, clean take. Transfers made. Gallagher close. Three metres out. It's only going to take one drive. Sarah Byrne denied. Buisa. Strong athletic carry. Trailfinders manning the trenches already. Can they deny her? Short, says the referee. They are so close to that line, but they haven't got there yet. On the line is good enough. Byrne is short again. This time, though, she's not denied. And Sarah Byrne is the opening try scorer of the game. It's her second of the season, and guess what? The first of the season was also against the Trailfinders.
Yeah, I think Bristol Bears will be pretty happy with that. I think, you know, the line-out probably didn't go exactly how they intended. You could see the transfer wasn't as smooth as they'd like. They, you know, struggled. I think Evie did a really good job, Evie Gallagher, of dealing with the messy ball at the back of the line-out. And then it was just from there straight into pick and goes. Now, Ealing are so good at defending that. They can make tackles all day. They tackle more than any team in the league. But I think for Bristol to have that patience and to get across the whitewash, that's exactly how they wanted to start the game.
Yeah, you mentioned those tackles Trailfinders made. Last week, the small matter of 252 tackles out of 260 attempted, which is mind-melting numbers. Bevan for the 7. No doubt.
It's mind-melting and it's also absolutely exhausting. Like you said, 252 made, 8 missed. And I do wonder whether that will have any carryover, because that's hard work. And to be able to do that week on week takes some doing.
Rachel Malcolm on her own made 30, which I imagine she was walking around like the Tin Man at the start of this week from the Wizard of Oz film. Probably couldn't actually move.
I also imagine she takes a little bit longer to recover these days.
There's someone who speaks from experience.
Definitely speaking from experience, although I've never made 30 tackles.
I could think of people who didn't make 30 tackles in a season. But let's move swiftly on from them. Lovely clearance from the Bears.
Yeah, Bristol will be really happy with that. It's probably an area that teams look to exploit. They look to, you know, push Bristol down into the 22 because they know Bristol like to play and say, come on, get out of this area. But that was, you know, smooth execution, playing in the right areas, and now we've got a kneeling line out.
Georgia Ponsonby to throw. She's gone at 84% in the PWR this season at line-out time. And there's another one. Alana Borland, another Kiwi. She wins an awful lot of ball, is Alana Borland, and she also does an awful lot of tackling. She's another with those who racks up the numbers. Now the maul has splintered. And Ponsonby is taking that on. Bradley whips it away quickly. And again. Borland taking it on. Lovely line. Half break from Niamh Gallagher. Just taking that short ball. Claire Gallagher finds Laughlin back on the inside. Into the 22 she goes. She releases the ball so she's able to pick and go again. Bears get in though. Turnover penalty.
That's an unbelievable turnover. And who else? Evie Gallagher got the most turnovers in the league so far this year, and she's missed games. Honestly, she is one of the best players in the breakdown. Incredible line by Laughlin on the inside. Just cuts the defence wide open.
Vicky Laughlin's been training with England in the recent weeks. Spoke to her this week about that, and just the step up, if you like, and was it noticeable? And she said, yeah, absolutely it was. She runs lines like that, she's certainly going to be in John Mitchell's thinking. Skeldon to throw. I think the communication went a bit awry there, but Bears have managed to win it. Georgia Ponsonby was in and around the tackle area, which meant the Bears didn't get the ball. Penalty time.
I can see how she might feel a little bit hard done by there. She probably thought that they both had equal rights to the ball, but if the referee is telling you to get off of it, then you've got to, you've got a real clear instruction there and you've got to get away.
Touch found. The previous line-outs. There is the penalty. Yeah, you can. Yeah, it's one of those. She's lying on the ground. It's what we use as a commentary terms of painting a picture, isn't it? You want to paint good pictures for the referee. Line-out time then. That's a better drill. Got a little bit of movement forward. Bevan will play though. Meryl Smith. Oh, that is a big collision in midfield. Buisa gets her hands free to Demant. Where's the space? Bonner wants it out wide right. It's going that way. Quickly away. Nice offload from Gallagher. And again, Byrne. Just feels like Bears are starting to go through the gears a little bit here. Holly Cunningham, the initial ball out. Now out to the right-hand side to Bonner. And it's drifted forward. So near, but yet so far.
Yeah, and if that pass was lateral or backwards, you'd bet on Renika Bonner putting that away every day of the week.
It's been an unbelievable start for our girls. Let's keep the energy up.
I've seen worse than that, not given us forward. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah, I definitely have as well. I think they were a bit lucky as well at that the line out. I think again the transfer didn't quite go to hand. I think there was a question whether it was bounced, was a knock on, and they said it went backwards. So I think they were quite lucky with that.
It's Meryl Smith's pass out there that was called for. A word about Meryl. Obviously, all the talk last week about her first game in ages. Just a word about her.
Yeah, Meryl Smith. She's done unbelievably well to come back for such a long period out, and she brings so much to the team. That her positivity, but her skill set. And it's like she's never been away, so it's great to see her back, and it definitely brings a buzz to the team.
Well, she's just gone out your picture to the left-hand side. She's on defensive duty as Trailfinders have the ball. Going to go back down the blind. Oh, some space there for Laughlin as well. Looking for strong carries. Bradley takes her time, makes sure she gets her angles right. And the timing was perfect from the attackers coming onto it as well. Demant took the ball and got player as well. Christiana Balogun in the second row today. Skeldon tips on. Cunningham was looking for the offload if it was there, but it wasn't. There might be some width here. Knees down, so the tackle complete. Just came off a stray boot there, which just prevented Bevan getting good, clean ball away. But she spotted space. And that is an absolute beauty. And it's a 50-22, yeah.
That was such great recognition of space from Kira Bevan there. The momentum had slightly started to slow. So heads up Rugby, just seeing where the space is, 50-22, and Bears are back in attack.
Just going to pause because Rachel Malcolm's sore shoulder has returned after last weekend. Not surprised.
Very unsurprising. She gets through so much work. She's an absolute Trojan horse for Ealing. What was it? Last week she got through 30 tackles. So, yeah, I'm not surprised she's got a few sore shoulders, even though she's got two. She's probably got a few.
Trailfinders, 1,400 tackles this season. Harlequins second on 1,274. Give you an idea that I always think defence is more about mentality as much as anything else. You've got to want to defend. You've got to want to put your shoulders in. That group clearly likes defending. Have they stolen that one? They have. Two sets of hands on the ball. And Maya Roos is getting the applause of her teammates. The Kiwi for stealing that ball.
Yeah, so almost similar to that line out earlier where Ealing got pinged, but this time, you know, two hands on the ball from both players. Went to ground, which means that it's an Ealing scrum. But they're competing very well in the air, so they'll be causing some issues for Bristol. They're competing well, but it does mean it does leave them exposed a little bit if Bristol manage to get a clean ball and then manage to set up a drive.
When the opposition are going hard like that, I'm talking to a line-out expert, so I might as well ask the question, what do you do? What are your options to try and counter that?
In terms of when they're defending hard?
Yeah, so if the opposition are going hard at you defensively as an attacking side, what's your best option?
Personally, I love it. I want defences to go up in the air because, like I said, then it's your job as a caller to make sure you're picking the right space. If you pick the right space and then you manage to set up that platform, they're exposed because they're not in a great position to defend. So for me, I love that.
Scrum time, solid as well. Gallagher will clear down the middle. Lovibon gathers it in. She wasn't in her own half this time. But Ealing have played it. And Bonner with the tackle on Gallagher. She's got her close to the line, but not over it. Zachary. It's going to be slow ball again. Not a huge amount of distance on that, but it's a great claim by Laughlin. And then unfortunately, from a Bears point of view, a little bit over-eager in defence. A penalty to the visitors.
Yeah, I think Kira Bevan will be a bit disappointed with that. She's a smart player and she knows better than that. I think it's one of those things where sometimes a ball lands at your feet and you can't help but pick it up. But yeah, unfortunately, that's a clear as day obvious penalty.
That's a cookie jar job, isn't it? You just can't resist sticking your finger in there. Touch safely found. Line out for Trailfinders. Fingertips on, but that's all it is. And Sarah Byrne is doing Sarah Byrne things! She will need help in the end. Demant. Smith. Oh, that's a nice nudge towards Millie David. Can she keep it in? No.
Like you said, Sarah Byrne doing Sarah Byrne things. Fantastic competing from Chris Balogun at the line out, then she's away. And Burner is so hard to stop when she builds up momentum, as you can see. Not only that, But when she gets down, the way that she presents the ball means that, you know, Bristol Bears have got so much tempo.
She fights to get back, to present back her own side. Oh, that is a thing of beauty. Right, do Bears compete? Oh, they do. Stolen. And here's Buisa. She's still not down. Now she is. That's a good tackle by Emma Uren. But Maisie Davis is getting close. Bevan to Balogun. Skeldon comes back to the posts. Referee's happy that wasn't slowed down. Pick and go from Bears, just short. DeManton whips it through Meryl Smith's hands. It's out to Millie David, and I was about to say try. And I think that was pretty much what everyone in the ground was thinking.
That is one that you look back at and you think, oh, what an opportunity missed. You'd expect Millie to take that every day of the week, but unfortunately it may be a little bit too much on that from Emma Orr.
She's got 6 this season. You'd have put a sizable bet on that being number 7.
Yeah, Millie's an unbelievable finisher. She's a great player. She really is one to watch. As we've seen, you know, in the past couple of seasons, I'd have loved to see her, you know, when Meryl put that kick through, to just maybe try and hack it on and keep it in field, because she's got the pace. She's got the finishing ability. Like I said, definitely a player to watch for the future.
Go on then, I'll ask the question. Is she, I mean, there is an England wing spot available post-World Cup. Millie David, Renika Bonner. You obviously see them closely. Are they genuine contenders for John Mitchell?
I absolutely think they are genuine contenders, both of them. They bring so much. Millie has got a turn of pace and footwork like I've never seen. The same with Renika Bonner as well. And Ren also has incredible defence. We saw it on the far side there. It's not just their ability to attack, but it's their ability to defend. And you've got to remember, they're still only young, they're still developing, and they're so hungry to learn. So I think, you know, more than anything, their attitude is just putting them in the right spot.
I've got jumpers older than them, 20 and 21 years of age. It's incredible. Right, well, as you can see, we've had a slight pause. Well, Olivia Leatherman just got some treatment.
I think it's going to be a fascinating contest today. We've already seen both at line-out and scrum time. The last scrum, you know, it stayed fairly equal. Bears will be looking to attack this on the Ealing 5-metre line, put as much pressure on as possible.
It's kind of a free go, isn't it? Because Ealing are expected to win the ball and then clear it. So you might as well just have a little dip, see what happens. That is a solid scrum. Oh, Zachary, she left it behind. Well, they did the first bit, but not the second.
Yeah, I guess that's that pressure that is keeping that pressure on for the whole scrum, and an uncharacteristic mistake from Zachary. She's always so au fait at the back of the scrum, but just that little bit of error. And is that because the pressure was still on? Is she used to a scrum that's going forward a little bit more than that?
Kate Zachary, an absolute stalwart of international rugby, the USA international. In her 3rd season at Ealing now, but now she's on defensive duty. Now, a 5-metre scrum, 5 in from the touchline. The world is your oyster as an attacking side. What have you got? Gallagher. Lovely short line. Meryl Smith coming out to in. Balogun takes it on. Byrne looking for a second. Not this time. Is that down? Yes. Second of the afternoon.
And you don't stop Evie Gallagher from there. You don't stop her from there. And what I loved about that is, one, the carry from Meryl, you know, putting Bristol on the front foot, but then the width of the carries around the corner. The height, Chris got caught a little bit high, but the height of the carries, you know, there's one thing stopping Sarah Byrne, but then when the next carry is Evie Gallagher, like, that is tough. So, yeah, it's nice to see that they're just building their score.
You almost can't stop them if you're a defender in that occasion. So actually, your only real option is to get between the ball and the ground and absorb, isn't it? And almost do a hold-up tackle, because, as you say, with that much power and pace coming from that distance, you simply can't stop them.
Yeah, definitely. And I think when the carry height is so low, it is incredibly difficult. And like I said, Ealing are actually very, very good at defending in their 22. So I think Bristol will be happy with that. They'll be happy with the phases they've built, the tempo that they've managed to continue through the phases. And like I said, starting to build a score. There's a buzz about this team, and you can see that they're growing with confidence at every play.
Evie Gallagher's 5th try of the season. The first 4 all came in rounds 1 to 4. She got 1 in each game, round 1, 2, 3 and 4. And number 5 has now arrived. That's a good nudge from Demant. Niamh Gallagher returns fire. Oh, Demant. She sees space. She sees a lot of space. Bears are off and running. Great break from Emma Orr. Quick ball to the left-hand side here. Apologies, Lovibond with the initial break. And now Millie David. Meryl Smith's really fighting hard to present there. Gallagher sees the space. Strong carry from Balogun. Bears are attacking with 14 at the moment. Lovibond is down in back play receiving treatment, so they're without a fullback. They keep it tight though. Right, they've got penalty advantage and they'll take it. Bevan sees the gap. That's great scrum half play. They've got penalty advantage. Then the penalty 5 metres out. The defenders can't touch her, so just tap and go.
She's so good at that. And you saw it last week. She did almost a carbon copy of that last week. She had a bit more ground to make up. But yeah, 5 metres out, you've got to be clean. I think the only way that Bears are getting in at the minute with Ealing, they'll be disappointed with their discipline, because it's giving Bristol access. And, you know, Kira Bevan, she's so good at that. She's so good at seeing the space. She's so good at playing quickly. So yeah, for her, that's easy money.
Second try of the season. As we say, she got one last season. Very similar. And she gets one today and converts her own score to mean she's 3 from 3 from the kicking tee today. By her own admission on the media call this week, she didn't have a great day off the tee last week. She got the one that mattered, as she pointed out at the end, but she's now 3 from 3 and she'll be much happier about life today. Well, it's a cracking start from Bristol, this, Abby.
It's a beautiful start, isn't it? It'd be interesting to see how Ealing respond now, whether they play a bit more territory, you know, pin Bristol a little bit further in their half.
Bonner thought there was some space out wide. Rachel Malcolm decided that there wasn't. And now Bears have put themselves under a little bit of pressure here. Gallagher does get the clean ball away. Sarah Byrne with another carry. That's more like it. Nice and safe. Line out on the far side.
Yeah, and it's interesting just watching that play there. Ealing have gone for a few tackles where they're looking to hold the player up. They did that a lot when we played over in their ground, and they got a lot of success from it. So whether they try and look to do that for Bristol, they'll just be looking to keep that carry height down so that they can't, you know, give Ealing the opportunity to hold them up.
They do beat a lot of defenders. In fact, it's exactly the same amount as the Bears have done. 243 defenders have been beaten by both sides. They lead the PWR this season. And here's the opportunity to get some go-forward ball with the forwards. That's a fight to get it presented back, but presented it is. And Zachary with the carry. Ball in now. They've gone back to their main carriers, if you like. There the head. Might only be a couple of metres each time, but it just means they get the momentum going forward, and the Bears just have to come back a little bit each time and realign. Back behind that hindmost foot. Brooke Bradley, the scrum half, not even interested at that last ruck of getting the ball. Now spies some space. Gallagher drops it onto the toe. Can Laughlin gather it in? She can! Lovely little nudge through. And that is a lovely score. And the Trailfinders get in. Laughlin's 4th of the season.
Just such nice phases of play strung together. Like you said, you've got the picks from the forwards. They're just making maybe 1 or 2 metres each time. But every time that is sending Bristol defence back again, back again, back again. Just getting them, you know, condensing a little bit, which opens up the space further out on the pitch. And that little grubber through was perfect, perfectly weighted. Laughlin, you know, that's a hard skill. That is a hard skill to dot that over, and she's done an incredible job there.
As we mentioned, it may not be raining now, but the surface is greasy. If you can slide through and just gather that ball in, it's a great skill to have on these pitches. Neve Gallagher from the tee. No problems. Trailfinders start with the full 7.
And I wonder whether Trailfinders will use that last section of play as a bit of a blueprint of how to play moving forward. Pin Bristol, make them play out, get some possession in their 22, in their half, and put together faces like that.
It's about the first time they've actually had a sustained period in the game. Deep into the 22, Zachary has to do the bin man job and clear things up. Strong carry from Ruth, and does the sensible thing. Tackle was completed, she releases the ball, gets back to her feet, and she can go again. And Trailfinders come again. Leatherman. Back down the short side. Laughlin was looking for the offload, but it's been stripped away. Bonner, for a moment, you thought she might find some space. Bears will have to at least go through one phase, through Skeldon. And now Demant finds Byrne. They got her in the end. There's still numbers this side, though. Demant picks them off. David. Gallagher just says, you want a one-on-one contest? Absolutely fine by me. Demant kicks. Laughlin with the half break and the offload. Trailfinders got numbers herring forward. Strong carry. Zachary's wide out on the right-hand side. It's going to stay tight for the time being. Ruth driven backwards. Maya Montiel with the first carry, Ponsonby with the second. Oh, what a turnover that is.
Who else but Evie Gallagher? She's so clean at it. She paints such a good picture.
She got straight in on that ball and just ripped it away. So the ball was taken back into the 22, so the Bears, if they do kick, has got to bounce on the surface, but the Bears don't kick. They certainly don't when they can get the ball to Renika Bonner. Well, the Trailfinders have stolen that one away. Strong carry from Montiel. Borland once again made that break a few moments ago. She's in and carrying again. Now Zachary. There's not that many numbers this way. Niamh Gallagher, Claire Gallagher's going to have to clear out that ruck. So two of the playmakers in the breakdown. Ruth. Bristol are told they had their hands on it when they shouldn't, so it's a free play for the Trailfinders. Into the back line it goes. Another little kick out wide. Who's got the bounce? It's Bonner, but we're coming back for the penalty.
Yeah, we talked about that blueprint from Ealing, didn't we? About the picks, you know, sucking the defence in and then putting those kicks in, which they look to do again. But really well recovered from Renika Bonner there.
Just hands on the ground when they came through. On your feet.
It's a nice angle. Just maybe a smidge too much on it. A smidge is a very technical term for those, by the way, you aren't aware. It's just slightly less than a touch and a bit more than a nudge. Tap and go penalty. Ponsonby. Did that go forward? Yes, says the officials.
Yeah, sorry, just a moment for Balogun's tackle there. We've spoken about the tacklers in Trailfinders, but Bristol have some of their own, and what a shot she put in there.
Wanted to ask you about that. Obviously, she's played quite a lot of back row in the second row today. What do you reckon's the thinking behind that one?
I think Chris is one of our best players, and you've got to have her on the pitch. And what's exciting is Demelza's come back into fitness, so to have her in the back row, I think it gives us a really nice balance. And just a shout out to Demelza, because I think she's a player to watch for the future. She's unbelievable, and I'd love to see her with a ball in hand today, because in a bit of space, she looks like a centre or a winger.
Look out for that number 6 shirt in blue there. Yeah, she is on the far side of that scrum.
She reminds me, she's very Zoe Stratford-esque. You know, she's a great line-out option, but she's also an incredible handler, and she's got an incredible work rate.
That name just went clang. I mean, that's high praise. That's seriously high praise. Been with the England under-21 training camp recently.
No pressure, Demelza.
She'll watch this back later. Oh, thanks, mate. Really needed that one. Gallagher down the blind. Bonner keeps it alive. Byrne with a, look at that placement from Byrne. She just makes sure that she gets it as far away from the opposition players as possible.
And it's stuff like that, those little bits that you don't often see. You know, it's not something that's going to make the highlights, but the ball presentation is fundamental to any team's success.
Ponsonby to throw once again.
On the line. They'll come in.
Hands in from the Bears to prevent the clean win. Bevan. She's got the breeze behind her, and it just took it too far. Didn't bounce on the field of play. It's going to come back for a line out in line with where she kicked it.
Yeah, you win some, you lose some, don't you? You know, a half a metre the other way, and you'd have been saying, oh, another amazing 50-22, but unfortunately that one is straight back, and Ealing have another chance at this set piece.
Move that 9. Simon, move that 9 over.
it really was only a fraction.
A smidge.
A smidge, absolutely. You can see the flag on the assistant on the far side there. Bears are playing with the breeze this first half. Maybe just one gust of breeze was a fraction too much. That was an aggressive clear out by Trailfinders. Karras Cox. And it's lost forward by Trailfinders.
Yeah, I think Bristol will be happy with that defensive set. They haven't marched them back, but they dealt with the breakaway. They've stayed patient. They put a bit of pressure on in that breakdown, and they forced an error.
Good work, Tash Ganley there, our referee. Spotted danger very quickly there.
Yeah, you don't want to take one of those in the chops.
No, that's going to sting. It's February, and it's not the warmest of days. Got one of those in the kisser, and it's going to sting a bit. Kira Bevan whips it away. Meryl Smith on the loop. Not quite found Millie David. Now, all the forwards are still on the near side, so it's going to probably have to go far side. Need some reinforcements. Barnigan makes it over there to carry. Significantly stays inside the 22 as well. Gallagher sets up so that Bevan can now get the kick away. Under pressure.
Yeah, and you can just hear her talking to Evie there, saying, stay inside the 22 so I can kick this straight off, and they go in half-time up.
Well, it's been a real interesting first 40 minutes, the way that Bristol came out of the traps. Sarah Byrne, Evie Gallagher and Kira Bevan all with tries. Inside, well, just inside the first half of that first half, really. Bevan converting all of them. Vicky Laughlin with a try for the Trailfinders. And it's 21-7 at the break. Your thoughts, Abby?
Yeah, we spoke about Bristol off the back of, their second win of the season, a 1-point win, and how, the energy in camp has been high. And I think you saw that. You saw a refreshed, renewed Bristol Bears looking hungry to attack, wanting to throw the ball around. And when they throw the ball around, that's when they are at their best. When they manage to keep momentum, play in the right areas, they get over that whitewash.
The Brains Trust just have one final last conversation before they head into the sheds. And at the half-time whistle, Bristol Bears 21, Trailfinders Women 7.
New era.
Tigers' bodies everywhere on the floor. Oh, they're under that again. Phenomenal defensive effort. Middlebrook, she stopped short. Nye with hands on the ball. Now the chance to put some width on it. Sinclair checks back inside, dancing feet, and under the posts. On her 50th appearance, Ailey Sinclair opens the scoring, and that'll feel good.
Skeldon pops it on to Hopkins. And there's Davis. Dement spotted some space. Lovely break from the Black Fern. Rohe Dement all the way, and she's in.
That is pure class. Just great vision there, and just to go and finish like that is amazing.
High down. Oh, thundered into by Brody and Sangapolu. Beautiful hands. It's not if, it's who will score, and it's Metcalf for a double. Carbon copy to the first. Brutality from the pack. Crisp hands from the backs. Metcalf with the finishing touch.
Lloyd, Duffy is in field, and everyone tracks back to try and make some space on this left-hand side. Lloyd is opening things up with her speed, and there goes Rona Lloyd, sees the gap. Evie Wills in support, lofts it over to Howard, lovely touch. Here's Campbell for the line. This would be something. This will be something for Shona Campbell and the scintillating Sharks around her. A try conjured from nothing, and the ambition of this Sharks outfit brought to bear.
Yeah, thank you. We got never on side, 3-3.
Wall looking for options to her left, but goes inside instead. McGovern, chip to the corner. Buchanan, can she win the race? Yes, she can! A fabulous score. Heads up Rugby. And Katie Buchanan dots down for Chiefs.
New era.
It's half time in the first game of the PWR round, and the Bristol Bears are 21-7 up at the break over Trailfinders winning. And they got to a belting start. Sarah Byrne working so hard to get there, Abby.
Yeah, that's what Sarah Byrne does, co-captain today, and she will be leading by example. She leads by her work rate and her efforts on the pitch.
Second score. Gallagher going on over. Similar kind of setup, similar kind of power.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm so happy to see Evie Gallagher get across. She's been out, like I said, with injury, maybe for about the last 8 weeks. She's worked so hard to get back and to have an accelerated return. And when she gets the ball in hand, she's unstoppable that close.
As is Kira Bevan that close. Give her a penalty with a defence that's got to get back behind the line before they can do anything. That is a scrum half's dream.
Yes, it is, and it's almost a carbon copy of the tries she scored last week. So Kira will be looking to insert tempo into this game wherever she can, and if she sees a penalty opportunity like that, she's definitely want to take it.
And speaking of injecting some tempo, Trailfinders got themselves going towards the end of the first half and got better and better, and that was a very nice little moment. Vicky Laughlin scoring, gathering in that, feathered through, little dabbed through. Difficult to pick up, but
yeah.
She got the score.
Yeah, we said at the time it's an incredibly difficult skill, and just a note on Laughlin, I think she's been great for the Trailfinders the whole first half. Let's look to get her into the game more in the second half. She's sliced open the defence, and I'd just like to see, when they make those half breaks, when they make those full breaks, the next breakdown is crucial, because they've got into the Bears half but then been turned over.
Yeah, absolutely. It can't just be ones and twos, can it? It's got to be those repeated sets.
Yeah, and they had a nice little blueprint for success, when they did score their try. Getting into the half, putting phases together, they're using their pick and goes really effectively to condense the defence, and then they're just picking those holes, like they did with those grubbers going through, and they were just, shy of getting a second try when Renika managed to beat Laughlin to dot it down.
I make no apologies for keep bigging up this squad up for Henry. Frampton Cotterell RFC Juniors supporting one of their teammates, 9-year-old Henry, who is pretty poorly at the moment with his leukemia. Has had a relapse. They are here today not only to support the Bears, but they're here to support their mate and raise some money. Use the hashtag squad up for Henry and you'll find the various fundraising pages, and if you can donate, then please do so. It is a horrible story, but they are trying to do everything they can for their mate and his family.
Yeah, and the rugby community is so good at coming together at times like these, and definitely if you can go onto the Instagram pages of Bristol, I think a lot of the girls have shared it as well. There's ways that you can support, whether it's donations to any GoFundMe or if it's just words of support as well. Everything is definitely really appreciated.
While we've got a moment before the second half, let's talk about you. Obviously, because you had some quite significant news over Christmas, and you're not going to be pulling on a playing shirt for a while.
Yeah. Very exciting news that me and my husband were expecting our second baby, which is, we're over the moon with at the same time. And you might have seen it, and they did a little video when I announced it to the squad. Oh, it was really tough. It was really tough because it's one of those moments where you have to say, I now can no longer play the rest of the season. It has been a tough season for us at Bristol Bears, and we've needed absolutely everybody because we've had so many injuries. So I'm absolutely gutted not to be pulling on a shirt, not to be working hard with the girls. I'm still training pretty hard. I obviously can't do the contact, but I do every other aspect that there is, the weights, the skills, the conditioning. And yeah, I'm hoping to return again as soon as I can for the team.
That was going to be my next question. We already know that you've done it once because you very kindly made a documentary about how you came back. So you've already decided that once number 2's arrived and is safely, you're going to be back pulling on kit and playing rugby.
Yeah, I'm definitely not done with rugby just yet. We've enjoyed so much success over this last year. The Rugby World Cup was unbelievable, but I'm not done with rugby just yet. So hoping to return as soon as possible, put my hand up for Bristol, put my hand back up for England, and see what there is to come.
There are mums up and down the country watching this going, how the heck did you do it once, let alone twice? I mean, what was it like trying to come back? And from what you know from having done it the first time, will coming back the second time be much different?
I would say something that got us through the first time was just the pure ignorance is bliss. We had no idea what was coming. This second time, I know what's coming, although everybody tells me going from 1 to 2 is a bit crazy. So, yeah, we'll find a way. We'll make it work. And, we're so lucky to be surrounded by such a great team, such great support network, friends and family, and they really do help us out. It does take a village, and, both at Bristol but also at England, we have that.
That was actually, I guess, where I was going to go next. Actually, the support level in and around the game. I mean, to give people maternity leave and fathers getting paternity leave. 5 years ago, if you'd suggested that, someone might have laughed at you. Now, it is a very real thing, and it has to happen if we are to have female athletes hitting the levels that we want them to achieve and need them to achieve.
Yeah, and we want to keep our best female athletes in the sport for as long as possible. I think before there was maternity introduced, players would have to choose one or the other, and they'd often stop playing early. So it's great that now players have that support and they have that choice, and all power to them. And I do what I can to show my journey and to show that it can be done. You can be both an athlete and a mother, and I think we'll see more and more players, and like Lark Davis, she is also doing the same. And it's, on a side note, it's great to have a training partner this time.
Last question, how's Hallie taken the news?
Oh, she is so excited. She's been telling everyone. She's a blabbermouth. You can't trust her with any news. She's been telling everyone there's a baby in mummy's tummy. She's very excited. She's going to be an amazing help. She'll probably want to do everything. But yeah, she can't wait to have a little mate to run around with.
Yeah, I remember when my 2 was small. You're going to have some fun. I'm not going to give any secrets away, but...
Send me any notes, any tips. Anybody, help.
Just lock it all down. Just lock it all down. We'll be back shortly with the second half.
I'm better in my new era.
Bristol Bears are winning the Prem. Come on, Bears! Bristol as a city absolutely loves rugby. They're passionate. They love the
Heading back to the pitch, our opposition, Ealing Trailfinders.
Well, here we go then. Second half will be with us very shortly. As you can see, Trailfinders are already out. And here come the Bears. Going to be no changes for either side. So the Bears coming out. 3 tries on the board already. Evie Gallagher getting the second of them. Two Kiwis just having a natter.
Yeah, there's a few Kiwis out today. It's great to see how many of them have come over, and it just shows like the strength of the PWR. You know, I do believe it's the best league in the world. We have the best players in the world, and it's great that we get to see them week in, week out on show.
Here, here. Second half then. It's a good take by Karis Cox. That's not an easy ball to take. And follows it up with the carry. Another strong carry from Roos. Opportunity to clear now. Slightly beaten by the bounce. But here's David. There's a short. Well, that's gone loose from Lana Skeldon, so it's going to be a scrum to Trailfinders.
She won't like to watch that one back. I think that was straight in the face.
Also, let's do it in super slow-mo detail as we highlight it for her. And if we pause just long enough, she can clip it up and have it on her personal highlights reel. Sorry, Lana.
It's great entertainment though, isn't it?
For everyone else, yes. But you've been that soldier out on the field where something's not happening and you know that the TV director is cut into a picture of you at that point.
Yeah, and I've definitely worn my fair share in the face as well, so I can laugh at it.
Well, that scrum's not going anywhere. That is a great platform to attack from. Gallagher to the right. Good tackle by all. Zachary gets the offload away. Just had a bit too much mustard on it for Grace White to be able to pull in, though. So Bears get the choice. So they've gone line out. Zachary just came out a bit quick, didn't it? I don't know if you just caught that from the referee there. Let's go, I'm cold. Well, that's a big rainbow of a throw. And Ponsonby round the back. And here come Trailfinders. Balling with the carry. Little double pump. Montiel. Leatherman with the carry. Cunningham is told to move out the way. She's penalised for not rolling. So it's a free play for the Trailfinders. Bears have made a right old mess of that, so Trailfinders not going to get good, clean, quick ball. They reload and go again. Again, the shoulders go in and make the tackle. It's going to be pick and jam again. It's an arm wrestle at the moment. Ponsonby the latest to carry. Borland is low, but Gallagher says you're not coming down this channel. And with no significant advantage, we're going to go back for the penalty.
Yeah. Number 4, not rolling.
Yeah, and I wonder whether, you know, in hindsight, Bears should have gone for the scrum. You know, it's an area where they've managed to retain all their scrums, but the line-out has been really competitive.
Bradley's going to tap and go. Ponsonby with the carry. Cavalry arrives to drive her on. Oh, Bears have come through there through Sarah Byrne, but she was a lone wolf, or a lone bear, I should say, I suppose. Penalty advantage again. Heidi Head. She won't get there. Gallagher will put it wide. And White for the corner. Referee's happy. Grace White with her 4th of the season.
Yeah, we've spoken a lot about the wingers on the Bristol side, but it would, you know, be remiss of us to mention the wingers for Trailfinders. Sorry, Grace White is an incredible finisher and a well-worked try. You know, blueprint of what they've been doing all game, which is condensing the defence, bringing them in, making them nice and tight with their picks, and then getting it out wide.
She did really well to control her body then, because the defenders trying to tackle her, take her feet into touch. So to be able to have that strength in the core to actually hold that off and then get the ball down in the corner, that is a cracking finish.
Yeah, and it's the kind of start that Ealing would have wanted. I think on the other side, Bristol, they're just allowing access. They're just, you know, those penalties started to tally up in the 22, and they've got to be careful, because if they give a few more away, they could be looking at a card.
Not an easy one for Niamh Gallagher. Way out on the right-hand side for the right-footed kicker. Well, I say it's not an easy one. She's just made that look like shelling peas.
And what does shelling peas look like?
A bit like that kick. That's ridiculously easy. That wasn't. That's a great finish. We don't often show replays of conversions, but that one's worth it. Well, we're now down to a one-score game. Well, Abby Ward said it a few moments ago. Trailfinders, they got that score just before the break. Come out and start the second half strong. And you might just put the odd wobble into the Bears and, well, they've got the score. Can they now get the wobble? They've got penalty advantage.
Yeah, and we just spoke about the discipline from Bristol. You can hear now Rachel Malcolm asking the question about the penalties adding up. You know, is there going to be a card? So Bristol need to clean that area up, have to be more disciplined and have to stop allowing Ealing access.
Talking to the referee is one of the great skills in the game. And Rachel Malcolm is as good as any at that. Gallagher went for the far touchline, didn't find it. Bears are bringing it back forward. Zachary with the tackle on Byrne. Smith. Bono with a half fend. Mary Smith came in and belted that pile of bodies then, just to make sure it got to ground. Gallagher with the carry.
Yeah, we spoke in the first half about those tackles where Ealing looked to hold the defender up, which is what they tried to do then. So keep your eye out to see if they try and use that tactic a little bit more in this second half.
Demands was going backwards, but now the Bears are coming forwards. Buisa finds Bonner. Grace Moore onto the pitch there, wearing number 20, as you can see, for the Trailfinders. Demand goes cross kick, but only finds White. Down the short side it goes. Caris Cox. No knock on, off the knee. Which means that Lovey Bond can bring it forward. Zachary told to come off it by the referee. Maisie Davies with the strong carry. It's the 1-2 punch with Byrne. Bevan's having to move parts of body so she can get out the ball and get it clear, but she's got a little bit too much on that and hooked it directly into touch. Line out Trailfinders.
Yeah, she'll definitely be frustrated with that. And now you can just hear the referee speaking to Sarah Byrne about the discipline, so hopefully they manage to sort that out.
Yeah, it's just a polite, quiet conversation at this stage, but a couple more of those, and the referees tend to get a little bit more irritated. Good claim by the Trailfinders. Rachel Malcolm with the win. And they've got it moving.
And this is the threat that Ealing pose. They are so good at those shortened lineouts and driving them. They use it a lot. So if Bristol don't get up and compete, they have to react quicker than they did to make sure that Ealing don't get the shove on.
You could see Brooke Bradley there almost pleading with her eyes to say to the referee, no, I know where it is, I can get it out, please do not blow that whistle. But because it hits the deck, it is a failed maul and it's a turnover ball.
Yeah, and speaking about that transition, you can see a couple of Bristol players managing to get through, which they've done really, really well, holding on to the ball, and when that goes down, then it's unplayable. That means it's a Bristol ball.
Grace Moore on for Katie Head in the back row for the Trailfinders.
Sorry, I just need to say our Bristol chef has just messaged me and said, as someone that shelled a few peas, I can tell you it is not that easy, just for everybody's knowledge there.
Just buy a bag of frozen. That's the easiest way. Meryl Smith with the carry. Penalty advantage. You cannot touch the scrum half. They are a protected species.
I know, as much as I'd love to. Yeah, they're protected. So, yeah, that's an easy penalty for the referee to give away there.
Dement finds touch. And we've got a line out on halfway. 2 World Cups Renee Demant's played at in Bristol at the moment, rather than Auckland. Now, as you saw, that throw wasn't straight, but because Trailfinders didn't compete in the air, they couldn't possibly have won that ball anyway, so we carry on playing. Grace Moore's trying to make an absolute mess of that. She slows it down at least for a bit. And Balogun is on carrying duties. Gallagher out the back. Sweeping around are the Bears. Nice tip on, and again from Byrne. Now there's space to hit the halfway line, and out to Bonner. We've got a foot race. Fends the first, steps the second, can't beat the third. Great counter ruck from the Trailfinders. However, you can see the ball there, still on Bear's side, but knocked on. Well, they bent, but they didn't break, Trailfinders.
They did, and when the pressure came on earlier, Bristol weren't throwing that pass, and I'm glad to see that they've thrown that extra pass there. They've got to the width, and this is, you know, Bristol are famous for playing like this. Wren, I think, has done really well to step back on her inside, and she just fights that little bit extra, but this is the breakdown that is fundamental because, you know, there's so many turnovers from line breaks, and Ealing got a few more players there earlier than the Bristol players managed to get that turnover.
A word there, Claire Gallagher and Niamh Gallagher, who were the players who made the tackles on Bonner. Gallagher and Gallagher getting in and did the work on Bonner. Looks like Maya Montiel's just taken a few layers of skin off the knee, which is a bit of an occupational hazard on these surfaces, but if you bear in mind what they would be looking like if we were playing on a grass pitch at the start of February, Abby Ward, I think we'd want to play on this every day of the week and twice on Sunday.
Yeah, I much prefer this surface. I'm not sure about playing twice on a Sunday though. And this is a surface that is perfect for the Bears and how they want to play, and we just witnessed that. So hopefully we can see more of that. Ealing have a very good defence. They've got very good line speed, but they can, you know, creep in, and their width, you know, they can come quite short. So Bristol will definitely look to expose that.
Well, this is what has become euphemistically known as coffin corner. It's not a great place to be when you're putting into a scrum about 6 metres out from your own line, 5 in from the touch.
And it's a very similar place to the one in the first half that Zachary knocked on. So Bristol will be looking to put on the same amount of pressure this scrum.
It's a clean strike. Well, Bears have got a nudge on. Zachary does well to come away with the ball, though. And unfortunately, something hasn't worked quite as planned, as it gets whipped straight into touch, and it'll be a Bears line out. I'm sure there'll be an inquest later as to what happened there.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was just miscomms, nobody having their hands up, nobody wanting to own that ball, but yeah, great attack in place for Bristol now.
Well, the pass was fine, just nobody caught it. The line out has been caught. Drive comes on. Penalty advantage for Ealing coming in at the side. Skeldon's got players all over it, so Bevan will play. Demant finds Bonner, keeps it alive. Lovey Bond whips it wide to Millie Davids, and we're coming back. We come all the way back across, one side to the other. Mayor Montiel to judge to have come in at the side. So the penalty 6 metres out, and Kira Bevan has just gently punted it over the sideline for the line out. Skeldon to throw. Good drill. Trailfinders don't compete, get into the defensive line, but Bears have peeled away, and Skeldon's just short. Balogun denied on that occasion. Pamphlet Buisa. Bears are coming infield. Trailfinders defence holds once again. Rachel Malcolm in with another tackle.
It's your own player.
Pick and go again from close range. Bevan just goes a little bit wider to Byrne. Denied on that occasion. That occasion. It's good, strong defence, this you've got to say from Trailfinders. They've worked them 20 metres all the way across the pitch. Maisie Davis with the carry. Is there a guard? Yes. Tackle made on that occasion. Bears a go once again. Now is the opportunity to come to the open side. Bonner! Bonus point.
What a try, very well worked. Ealing were defending so well there. I don't think it was helped by, Bristol picking really, really narrow into their defence, but I couldn't help but keep looking at Ruhe Damon and Renika Bonner. They were just stacked behind each other. I could see them talking the whole time, and I actually thought it might come earlier because there was a big overlap that they could have exploited on the right-hand side, but they took their time. They were patient and just picking that inside pass. Damon is so good at that. She's so good at putting people into space.
And Renika Bonner's quite good at finishing those. Her 6th try of the season. Bonus point on the board. Bevan to keep up the 100% record this afternoon. Oh, the wind took that. That looked like it was going straight down the middle, and all of a sudden it hung a big left. Apologies, Kira, that might be my fault for mentioning the 100% record, but there's nothing wrong with that. As you say, that's a lovely inside ball.
Yeah, and I think it's just great to get that bonus point, those 4 tries. I think for Bristol now, it'll be backing up, one positive action with another action. A clean exit. Let's see how they go.
Yeah.
Commentator's curse again.
Welcome to the club. I mean, to be fair, it's very rare it happens to both inside 30 seconds of each other, but yeah. That was, well, we talk about clean exits. That one was about as grubby as it gets, I'm afraid. Trailfinders find Zachary. They've got the drive going. Reinforcements arrive and get it moving for the second time, and that's moving with real purpose. Up and over they go. Rachel Malcolm.
A really well worked maul from Ealing there, the patience, because there was some great defence early on from Bristol. They stopped it. You heard the referee saying, it stopped once, think about using it, and they just kept the pressure on. And I think Bristol just needed to really dig deep there. You saw a few players get spilled out the side, and that's when Ealing managed to get their secondary shove on.
Rachel Malcolm's so good, isn't she? She's been doing it for so long, and she just knows her way around the rugby pitch. She invariably is in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, and when you look at that picture, when you see the body height of the Ealing players, which is so much lower, and there's just too many Bristol players stood upright, there's too many that are wrestling rather than digging their feet into the ground in a good pushing position.
Gallagher with the conversion attempt, not able to land this one. So it's a 7-point game. As we've got a forward next to us, I'm sure you'd like another look at that one from a forward perspective, Abby.
From a forward perspective, absolutely. From a Bristol perspective, not so much. But we love a close game, don't we, as any spectator? So, yeah, 1-score game at the moment.
Before that line out, Trailfinders changed the entire front row. So Olivia Leatherman, Georgia Ponsonby and Maya Montiel are off. So Christina Blanco, Annabelle Meta and Cassandra Tufnell on in the front row for them. They've also changed scrum half. Brooke Bradley has completed her work for the day and has been replaced by Ella Amory.
And what an opportunity for that new front row to come on and see what they're about. And we spoke about, you know, backing up positive actions with positive actions. That's probably not the restart. Well, obviously isn't the restart that Bristol would want. The momentum has shifted a little bit, so it'll be interesting to see what they can do to wrestle back momentum.
Slow pause, so wait for the sit. Long bone, stay upright.
It's a lovely place to attack from this. Scrum right on the centre spot. Now, there's quite a lot of movement there, pre-ball being available to go in. Let's have another go. We're past the hour mark, so Abby Ward is going to be thinking about a Built for Athletes Player of the Match shortlist, which you'll get to vote for. And I was about to say, the Bristol front row might be getting some more love with scrums like that, but they get to reset it and go again.
Yeah, they'll be looking forward to this reset. To me, it didn't look like it had come out of the tunnel. It looked like it was in the Bristol back row, maybe just. But we'll have a third scrum, because we love scrums.
We always say that when you're fresh onto the pitch, your first scrum is your best one, and then it's diminishing returns from then, because it just gets harder and harder and harder. Well, you say that Maisie Davis and Sarah Byrne at the moment. That's a solid one. And an opportunity to get the ball wide to Laughlin. We've seen her quite a lot this afternoon. She's been dangerous. Did she release on the ground? Not clear enough release for our referee for the Bears to then go back in on the ball. Trailfinders can nudge this down the touchline and try and set up another attack. Claire Gallagher safely finds touch. Christina Blanco finds Zachary. And the Spanish hooker is in the back. Ball's tucked safely under the wing. They roll left and right. And they've managed to spin out a few more Bears defenders. They're going to have to use it. Into the back line it goes. Gallagher's pass is ricocheting around and it's knocked on by Trailfinders. Do Bears want to go and exploit an unset defence? Strong carry from Buisa. Significantly, it's been taken outside and then taken back in. So can't be kicked this time. Gallagher will stay inside the 22, which means Bevan can kick directly into touch if she wants. And she does.
Yeah, fairly clean exit in the end, but I think Kira would have liked to get a little bit more distance on that, because yet again Ealing are in a really good spot to launch an attacking play.
Was that purely just safety first, I have to make touch, rather than risk anything?
Yeah, there's always a balance, isn't there? Risk v reward, especially in those areas. So they've got an opportunity to disrupt this line out now, and they've done well at doing that, but they need to transition better if Ealing get a clean ball.
Well, hands are in, and it's stolen. Sarah Byrne comes yet again. Nice hands. There's an overlap. Boycer gets it away. It's off Bonner's boot. Defend from Claire Gallagher. Tip on by Borland in midfield. Bears are down to 13. There's 2 players down injured at the moment. Sarah Byrne at the top of your picture. And Kira Bevan is just having a little limp to this ruck. Have Trailfinders spotted that? Blanco is hammered on the halfway line. Ella Emery has gone for the far side. Oh, and she's hit that sweetly. She's hit that really sweetly.
And another 50-22.
She smashed the cover off of that one. That's a belter. However, more concerning for, well, Bristol Bears fans and England fans. Now, what's that? A knee?
Yeah, obviously concerning when any players are down, but, you know, Kira receiving a little bit of treatment. It looks like she's all right. She's running back to join the squad. And Sarah Byrne, you know, 2 big players for Bristol. I love the ambition that they had when they were exiting, when they tried to play. I would have loved to see that last pass from Boycer to Wren. I think Wren would have eaten up that space. Obviously, it didn't go to hand. And it just allows access. We've spoken about, you know, Bristol giving access to Ealing through unforced errors or through penalties in their half. And they've got another opportunity.
So let's see if we can pick it up here. It's the tackle from Tufnell. I'm wondering if studs have got caught in the turf as much as anything else there, or maybe someone's landed on Sarah Byrne and it's forced that knee joint into a place that it probably doesn't want to be. Nothing really obvious on that replay. Well, she's back on her feet, that's the main thing.
Yeah, it looked like she maybe just slightly overextended a little bit, but she's back to join the team, so it'll be quite a relief for the Bristol fans.
The co-captain is back and present and into defensive duties. Another line-out win for Zachary at the front. Trailfinders have looked good in this part of the game. Annabelle Meta spins it around and takes it further forward. And here come the Trailfinders. That was lost, though, unfortunately, from their point of view.
Yeah, I think Ealing will be so disappointed with that. When they get their maul set up, when they manage to recycle their players, they are really hard to stop. Just taking a look at what's happened here. Yeah, they're just trying to transfer, and unfortunately they've not had 2 hands on it, and that's a knock-on. You can see head in hands there at the bottom of that maul.
You can see number 22 there, Jess Cooksey. She's come on in the midfield for Caris Cox. Ellie Boatman is on the wing for Grace White. And, the Trailfinders have basically emptied the bench. Emma Taylor also on. Rachel Malcolm taking a well-earned breather. Now again, if your Trailfinders here, might just have a little nudge at this one if you can. Just see if you can disrupt a little bit, because we all know the Bears don't kick very often. This might be one of the times that they do, but you also look at that back line and the way they're set up. You're looking at the left touchline behind that scrum there. Way out on this right side, down near us, Renika Bonner is 2 metres in from the touchline. That is a winger who wants the ball wide and in space. Here we go, let's see. First carry. Well, that ball's not going to come out, and I wondered if the referee would say people were trapped and we'll call it a scrum, but she said not rolling away from the breakdown, therefore full penalty, Abby.
Yeah, those penalties are really tough, but as the tackler here, you'll see you just can't fall on the wrong side of the ball. You're making it really tough there. It's an easy decision for the referee. And it's a pressure let off for Bristol.
Great contest at the line out, gives Trailfinders this position. Opportunity for Emma Uren. Borland fakes the tip on, takes the ball herself. And they come back to Laughlin. That's a nice little ball back again. Combination between Laughlin and Uren's worked well. Gallagher into midfield it goes, finds Blanco. But there's just too much pressure on that ball in the end. They're working some gaps though, Abby.
They are, and we spoke about that momentum shift, and it is definitely with Ealing. They have the tail behind, the wind behind them at the minute. Their tails are up.
Interestingly, well, I mean, it's interesting for me. I mean, whether other people will find it interesting, I'll let them judge. Trailfinders have emptied their bench. Bears haven't made a single change yet.
Yeah, Trailfinders have an extreme wealth of experience on the bench. They'll be looking to bring their players on. At Bristol, not all the subs got on last week. I won't be surprised if that's the same this week. We spoke about that depth, and whilst we've got some unbelievable players on the bench, we're also missing a lot of players, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see the likes of, Sarah Byrne, maybe Maisie go a full 80.
I mean, that's hard work for any front row, but when you consider the amount of carrying they're doing as well, 80 minutes of that's a shift.
It is a shift, and especially when it's, week on week. I would love to see, though, Aisha Jar get on. She's an unbelievable player that's coming through the ranks. Probably played PWR before she thought she would. And she grows every week with confidence.
Again, has come through the England age group, played at 18s. She's also trained with the under-21 squad recently. Good scrum. Options to go either way. They come to the right-hand side. Meryl Smith feeds Bonner. Trailfinders didn't give Bonner much space at all there.
Yeah, I've been really impressed how the Ealing defence has locked up both wingers. They haven't given much space at all this afternoon.
Game is close, and little things add up to big things at this stage of the game. 7 minutes or so to play. She was thinking about where she was passing it, wasn't she? Yep. I mean, I'm not going to tell Sarah Byrne about many things.
I'll leave that to you. Yeah. Yeah, but both teams, they were part of really close games last week. Bristol coming out on top, Ealing not. So they'll be thinking, how did we close it out? What did we do right? What did we do wrong? What decision making do we need to think about in this last 10 minutes?
Before this ball goes in, you have your 4 players for the Built for Athletes Player of the Match, which will go live as a poll on the YouTube channel. And you will see it as you look on the screen. It is live now. So can you reveal who your 4 are?
Yeah, and just perfectly timing as they get the scrum penalty. So Sarah Byrne, Bristol Bears number 3. Chris Balugan, I think, has had excellent work rate and got a few pivotal line-out steals. Bristol number 4. Evie Gallagher has been relentless and has got herself a couple of really pivotal turnovers, number 8. And I also think Vicky Laughlin for Ealing has cut defences apart and put Ealing on the front foot when they've needed it.
So there you go, there's your 4 options. Have your say, have your vote, and you will determine who the player of this match is. Some strong contenders there, has to be said. Short wasn't able to pull that one in. It's a knock on. And the Trailfinders can come again. A converted try, and we'd be tied. I don't know if it's something to do with me, but the last time I did a PWR commentary, that ended in a tie as well. So I'm just going to float that now.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's not a tie, but it very well could be.
Scrum on the 15. Always the option to come back down the blind side. It's some nice real estate if you can get a 2-on-1, but you've got all that space out to the right-hand side. Scrum doesn't work though, so we will reload, and the clock keeps on ticking. Well, the scrum wheels, and they go to the right. Gallagher. Uren to Laughlin. Bears shut down that space. Zachary. Penalty advantage to Trailfinders. Grace Moore trying to barrel away through a door that wasn't open. Pod comes left. Sarah Byrne can't make the clear out. Sarah Byrne's holding her head there. Here come the Trailfinders, and it's a lovely break. Here they go! Emma Uren! Try scored to make it a 2-point game, conversion to come.
Yeah, and it looked easy in the end, didn't it? But it probably was anything but Emma Uren with a great dot down.
Well, they found the space, found the pass, and found the execution. It's a lovely little show from Jess Cooksey. And Uren goes in. Well, Niamh Gallagher has kicked beautifully this afternoon. She kicked a worldie earlier on. This to tie the game. It's on its way. Anyone for a draw?
It's a lovely kick, isn't it?
Well, we've basically got 90 seconds to decide 80 minutes now.
And I have to say, Bristol do love a last-minute penalty winner. Referee's just saying 50 seconds, I think.
I thought that as well, so I'm glad we're on the same page. So, what do you do from a Bears point of view? Do you drive the Trailfinders back, or do you go shorter and contestable? Demant is going to go contestable to the side, and Bears have it! David makes the catch, more importantly, gets a knee to ground. Short feeds Demant. Merrill Smith. It was drifting out this way. Balogun. Trailfinders make the tackle. Bevan gets the ball away. That is backwards, it's not a knock on. Bears are going to go short side once again. Met by 3 yellow shirts. Gallagher. Grace Moore in with a really solid contact there, along with Annabelle Meta. Bears find Breeser. The Canadian puts it out wide to David. And is that it? Yes! And we have a draw. No one knows what to do. No one is sure what's happened. It's a 26-all draw.
I'm not sure what happened. I love the ambition. Bristol being Bristol, you know, playing, going edge to edge, going short, winning the ball back. As the referees just said, fairly anticlimactic. I think everybody's almost stunned themselves to stillness. But what a game. End-to-end stuff. Some great performances from both sides, and it ends a draw.
And if we're looking at this neutrally, then probably a draw's about right, because both sides put a heck of a lot into this game. But when you're the side that has the lead, it always feels a bit harder, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it was a game that demonstrated how much momentum is important, how much discipline is important. You know, in the first half, Ealing allowed access to Bristol through poor discipline, enabled them to get into their half, and when Bristol kept the ball and got through multi-phases, they got across the white line. That was the complete same for Ealing in the second half. Bristol racked up the penalties, allowed access, and Ealing exposed, you know, where they could get across.
Sarah Byrne. And I can tell you that the Built for Athletes player of the match is front and centre on your screen. It was a very, very close run thing with the vote, with Evie Gallagher, but Sarah Byrne it is who takes the award. And Abby, I don't think you can begrudge her that, can you?
Absolutely not. I think she's carried phenomenally well today. Not only that, but we spoke about the little unseen things that maybe not everyone appreciates, like ball press. I think she's dealt with those overthrows very, very well, put the team on the front foot when they've needed it, and also fronted up in defence. But I'm sure she'll be happy with player of the match, but I'm sure you can see there that she's just probably a little bit frustrated that we weren't able to get, you know, all the points today.
Word about Evie Gallagher there, who was just relentless. That's probably the only word I can think about her this afternoon. She just kept coming and coming and coming, being it attack or defence.
Yeah, that's what Evie does. She was a huge miss for us for the last 2 games, not being available through injury. She is tireless in the work that she does, and she doesn't just do it on game day, but she does it day in, day out in training as well. We've spoken about Rachel Malcolm and, you know, what a stalwart she is for Ealing, but also for Scotland, and I really think Evie is that player too.
Well, as the Trailfinders huddle up, they were denied in a 1-point game last weekend against Harlequins. They take 5 points from, 4 points, 4 tries means the bonus point. I'll get that in English, don't worry, I'll get it in English at some point. And then 2 points for the draw. So they go back down the motorway with 3 points in their back pocket today. A real big second half from the Trailfinders, it has to be said. 21-0 down at one stage, but 26-all. And this is where it all started, Abby.
Yeah, lovely width, and we spoke about the width that Bristol play with, but Ealing can play themselves with that width, and Grace White, what a finish.
There were some fabulous highlights this second half, that as good as any. Bonner back on the inside. And then just drawing the defenders on and the flick back inside. And Renika Bonner finishes as Renika Bonner does.
She does, and I don't think you can ever underestimate the work that Rouet Demont does. You might not see her name on the scoreboard, it might always be the Bonners, but it's Rouet pulling the strings.
And then the Trailfinders maul got going.
Yeah, the maul has been a weapon all day. Fair play, Bristol have got up and disrupted a few, but when they haven't, and when it's got going, it's been so destructive.
There is so little that you can do legally to stop that.
Yeah, it's really tough because when it's a little bit further out in the 22, that's where you're going to compete. So that's where Bristol have competed. But they've scored 2 tries from pretty far out by just maintaining them all, having that pressure maintained, and also that patience.
And then the little show and go.
Yeah, we speak about patience, and this is Ealing just going through the phases, building nicely. And their centres, I think, have done a fantastic job making those half breaks and allowing others to finish it.
That got us to a 2-point game. It still needed the conversion to seal the tie. And Niamh Gallagher was able to add that conversion. And as a result, we end up with a tied game. Really good fun, that. Enjoyed that one, Abby. It's what the PWR is all about, isn't it? A bit of something for everybody. If you like forward play, we got that. If you like back play, we got that too.
Yeah, definitely. That was a game for the mutual, I think. Like I said, some fantastic play from Bristol, and it's great to see them playing with more and more confidence every week, playing that width-to-width style that we love and that Bristol are famous for, but also Ealing, they put some fantastic phases of play together. Their forwards are so attritional when they get those pick-and-goes going, when they get those mauls rolling. So some great rugby on show here this afternoon. And
we mentioned before the game that the table is so congested in that sort of middle group that actually points are significant. So both teams picking up 3 points today keeps everyone still in and around.
Yeah, it does, and you know what, 3 points, I don't think either side will be unhappy with that, but I think both sides will be equally frustrated that they weren't able to get the whole 5.
Absolutely. It's a big weekend in the PWR, as we mentioned. So let's remind you of what is this weekend, because there is another game going on, and as you can see there, Gloucester Hartpury are up at Haywood Road ahead at the Sale Sharks, 17-7 there. 2 more games for you tomorrow. The Tigers taking on Saracens, and Harlequins taking on Exeter Chiefs. 3rd against 4th in the table, that one. That could have a big impact on how the rest of the season goes. Big one, that one. Next weekend, Bristol Bears are going to Saracens on Sunday, which looks like being a big game. Thoughts on that one?
Yeah, you know what, I love playing Saracens, and I think Bristol love playing Saracens. Again, it's another game which is going to be incredibly attritional. You know, it was a good challenge last time. Since then, you know, we had a lot of injuries. We hadn't had the role with, you know, results. But we're building confidence. Today adds to that. Last week added to that. So I'm excited to see, you know, this new Bristol, this new year go out and see what they can do against Saracens away. We love that fixture.
It's basically an international in club shirts, isn't it? Let's be honest, with the quality of the squads that we've got.
Yeah, absolutely. So definitely don't miss it. Get yourselves along, whether you're watching online or turning up in person.
Looking at it, 1st and 2nd in the table are clear. Everyone else is fighting for 3rd and 4th. I mean, there's still plenty of points to play for, so I wouldn't like to say who's finishing where in this table this year.
No, and you know what? That's what you want. That's what you want for this league. That's what you want for the players, for the development, for the bigger picture as well. It's exciting, isn't it? You know, previous years you might have been able to say top 4 at the start of the season. You can't this year. It is all to play for. So yeah, like you said, now in the season is where it counts.
So in other words, don't go anywhere. Keep joining us here on the PWR YouTube channel. This is what you're here for. This is what you're going to get from now till the end of the season. It's absolutely belting stuff. Abby, thank you so much for your company today. Really enjoyed it.
Thank you for having me.
It's been an absolute belter. Well, there you go. You don't often get draws in rugby union, but we got one this afternoon. 26 points apiece as the Bristol Bears and Trailfinders shared 52 between them.